I must say, this is definitely a new spin on Ultron that I never saw coming. And we get a guest appearance from the most troubling group in comics. My name is Dorian. This is SCM Comics. We're continuing our coverage of West Coast Avengers number 3. Our story starts off with the creator, Hank Pym, the creation, Ultron, the team, the Avengers, and the horror, Pymtron. And then we see Ultron just floating in space by himself. This time, he's thinking like, every time I try to do what I want to do, it never works out. Maybe I have to try something different. But then he does what he always does. He replicates himself. This time, he decides to have an agreement with the replica. They decide that this time there will be no hive mind, that they will think independently of each other. But that leads Ultron to run quadrillion, yes, I said quadrillion simulations. And the ones that have the most promising outcomes gets one of his replicas. One Ultron decides to create angel wings, and he wants to start a religion. That's our blue Ultron. Our red Ultron says he wants to join the Avengers and live his life serving. And now we cut to a rooftop where our woman who was dying from cancer is standing on a ledge. And a cop tells her to get away from the ledge or she might fall. And she said, I used to be scared of falling, but now I don't fear that at all. And she goes over. And then she spreads her angel wings. And then we see she's not by herself. And then we cut where our story left off from before, where we have our blue Ultron with his angel wings, and he has his, for all intents and purposes, cult. So as he's talking to the TV cameras, he says, you guys won't fully embrace what I'm bringing to you, but in time, you will see that our way is the best way. And then he gets hit with some lightning. Then we have Blue Bolt standing there. He's like, quit screaming. That was just a love tap. Then we see our cancer patient's new body does more than just fly, as she hits him with a blast. So they're picking up Ultron, and he's like, we don't want violence. We just want to spread the word. And all of a sudden, all you hear is Avengers assemble. So then Tony's like, look, let's just slow down here. Striking Blue Bolt is not something that I'm going to get mad at. But what you doing to these humans? Yeah, something a little different. Then our red Ultron's like, explain yourself, one. What are you doing to these people? So then our blue Ultron goes, there's so much wrong with this world, and we can fix it. You're going about the wrong way, brother. The people don't need another Avenger. They need to be saved before they need to be avenged. So of course Blue Bolt takes this the wrong way, because why wouldn't he? He's a hothead, and he grabs the blue Ultron, and all of a sudden one of Ultron's disciples comes and knocks the bejesus out of Blue Bolt. So then Tony's like, all right. I got a 3-strike rule when it comes to Blue Bolt. So one more hit, you're about to piss me off. So then the red Ultron goes to Firestar and is like, hey, can you make us some room? And she's still on that Krakoan bullshit. She's like, don't give me orders, Ultron. So then Firestar unloads on one of the disciples. And Tony's like, hey, Firestar, these are people that are trapped in there. And she goes, fine, I'll pull my punches. Like, she is on one. So the blue Ultron is trying to tell everybody to stop. This is not the way. All of a sudden, the red Ultron comes, and blue Ultron's like, you attack me? And he's like, no, look what your idea has birthed. So Blue Bolt, who is hurt, is getting up, and it's like, better get ready to ride the lightning, you metal bastards. And then War Machine and our cancer patient is about to fight when Spider-Woman steps in the middle to break him up. And all of a sudden, she finally recognizes her. And she's like, Mary Beth? Is that you? And she's like, yes, but better now. So then the disciples of Ultron are beating the bejesus out of Blue Bolt. And then Firestar comes out of nowhere and starts using her powers. She uses microwave radiation. So pretty much she starts cooking these people. So then Tony comes and is like, Firestar, what the hell are you doing? Like, you're burning these people. And then Blue Bolt's like, hey, give her a break, Tony. She just gave him a little bit of sunburn. He's just glad that he's not getting his butt kicked right now. So War Machine's like, all right, I'm done playing around. And he deploys the riot package, and he starts capping at everybody, telling them get in their corners. So then Blue Ultron finally tells his disciples that everybody get back into the Citadel. So then Maribeth goes to Jessica Jones and is like, we got much to discuss, but let me assure you, my transformation was by my own free will. So then Jessica's like, then let's talk soon. As Maribeth flies off, Blue Ultron looks at one of his disciples named Hector and was like, you're staying here though, because this is the first time I told you not to use my gift with violence. And then Blue Bolt's standing there like, yeah, finally some consequences. So then Blue Ultron's like, you are excommunicated, as all kinds of wires start coming out this dude's mouth and his arm falls off and it is horrible. And Blue Bolt's like, I take back what I said. I thought he was just going to tell the dude to leave. Like, I didn't know this was going to happen. So then Tony's like, stop, Ultron, you're killing the guy. And the guy, to his credit, with his eyeball hanging out of his head, is like, nope, I deserve this. I knew better not to use his gifts for violence, and I didn't listen, so this is what I deserve. Rhodey comes and picks the dude up, and it's like, I can get you to St. Vincent in less than a minute. So then Tony goes to Blue Ultron, and it's like, where the hell you think you're going? You might have killed that man. So then Blue Ultron's like, if my gifts are going to bring harms to others, then I must, for the greater good, withdraw them. You're welcome here as long as you're peaceful. Good night, Tony Stark. I am hopeful for your enlightenment. So he instantly turns to Firestar and is like, those were human beings you lit up. And she goes, really? It was hard to see underneath all that killer robot they were wearing. She must still be drunk. Like, she's the only mutant on the team. Right now, she is extremely disappointing. So she flies off and Blue Bolt's like, you're right, Tony. She's a fantastic Avenger. And Tony's like, shut up. So Tony goes to Red Ultron's like, look, I just need you to hang out and just monitor who comes in, who leaves, how many disciples he has. Like, I want all that. But don't tell anybody else, just tell me. Tony's starting that bullshit again. So Red Ultron goes, okay, let me report this. Spider-Woman has snuck into the Citadel. And he's like, she is really good because I just now noticed that she wasn't by my side. So then Tony's like, that's her thing. This is what she does. Actually, it's better that we leave so she can do her thing. But it's also good that you stay here so you can keep an eye on her. So Tony flies off like, I gotta go. I got a meeting to make. That's giving you an idea right there. And Blue Bolt's like, yeah, and I gotta check into my hotel. As he goes back to prison. He gets his power dampening collar put back on, and he walks back to his cell as other prisoners throw stuff at him. And Tony is telling all this to the Illuminati. Like I said, worst group in comics. Doctor Strange is like, yeah, this is not a good time for me to have lost the title Sorcerer Supreme to Doom. It was stupid how you lost it. Like, we're not gonna get into that. Blue Marvel's there, and it's like having T'Challa over again. He's like, what do you guys want to do? And Reed, do you agree with this? So Reed's like, look, I don't like it either, but you also gotta look at the situation. Ultron probably has about less than 100 disciples. By the end of the week, he could have hundreds, if not thousands. So Emma comes out to woodwork, and she's like, look, I spent the last year dealing with Nimrod and the Sentinels. The last thing I want to do is deal with Ultron. But in saying that, I'm not going to manipulate people's minds not to join Ultron. Like, no, I got mutant problems I got to deal with. And that's very unethical. I agree with Blue Marvel. So Tony's like, all right, then my Avengers, let's do it the hard way.